Today I'm going to answer the question, is Graveyard Keeper worth buying? And the answer is yes, 100%. But it does come with some heads ups, and I'm going to go through them with you right now as well. And I'm actually going to give you the heads up real quick. The problem with Graveyard Keeper, and it's kind of the only problem, is that it's a series of go fetch quests that tend to get more and more intricate as you play the game. So simple task of trying to get somebody a bottle of wine, for example, and you end up bringing them a bottle of wine, and then they want a better bottle of wine, and they gave out about the first bottle of wine, and now you have to go get the new one, but you can't get that anywhere. So if you want to give the bottle of wine to the quest giver, you have to go and get a watch for a different guy, but then to get the watch you need to get a book for another guy, and if you want to get the book for the other guy you need to get a burger, and it's just like non-stop. But if you are a patient person, and if you are able to relax and do the fetch quests, then you're going to have a great time with Graveyard Keeper. And the reason why is because you're in this little world, you're in this little village, Graveyard Keeper village, and the NPCs are actually quite interesting to talk to. There's every one of them has a name, and you go to town regularly to go to the tavern, for example, and have a beer, and you go to the blacksmith, you go to the farmer, you travel around, nice big map to explore. And I honestly really like the setting. Graphics are great, the movement is great, the characters are great, and just, yeah, love the setting of Graveyard Keeper. Just want to say that my favorite thing about Graveyard Keeper is the music. I could literally walk around in this game for days and just listen to this soundtrack. It's absolutely fantastic. Sometimes I put the soundtrack on YouTube just so I can listen to it. I also really like the sound of the weather conditions, like the rain. It's such a relaxing feeling. Absolutely love it. And the things that you can do in Graveyard Keeper as well is quite nice. For example, you're a graveyard keeper. You deal with dead bodies. You can use the dead bodies to create burgers. You can sell those burgers in town for money. So you could become rich by selling the dead body burgers to the local townsfolk. It's fantastic. What other game allows you to do something like that? I just love this particular song as well. It's so good as you're coming home. One of my favorite things about Graveyard Keeper is there's no time limit. You are recommended to go to sleep sometimes, but in general, you don't have to. You could just stay up all night. You can work all night. You don't have to do anything. There's no time limit. You're not going to pass out, anything like that. And you do have an energy bar at the top left of your screen, which will go down, and you have to revitalize yourself, usually by having a nap, but the rare occasion where you actually have to sleep. Now, a lot of people will say that this game looks very dark and dull, and it's very dirty looking, and that's true. It is. I mean, definitely it has a dark side to it, but I mean, in a game where you're a graveyard keeper that sells body burgers to the townsfolk, it's gonna be a little bit dark, so I'm not expecting much else. Has a few DLCs as well. Highly recommend the DLCs, particularly the last one. It adds a lot of story to the game. The story of the game is quite good too. I won't spoil anything, so I'll let you have a look at what happens when it comes to the story, and also the wittiness and the quirkiness of the game too. Fantastic. Highly recommend it. Now, let me show you a little bit about what you actually have to do. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you right now unless Mr. Donkey decides to show up right now. But you bring your bodies into the morgue, onto the table, and you perform autopsy, taking body parts from the body the ones that you require for things like making burgers. And then you bring them over to your graveyard. And your graveyard is given a score based upon its beauty factor. So mine is at -9 at the moment. And you are pretty much trying to exhume bodies that are giving you a negative amount. And for example, this one is giving me a neutral amount because it has 1 red skull and 1 white skull. So if I was to put a grave fence or a stone on here, it would increase the number or the quality. And you can make a pretty big graveyard too. I mean, you're going to end up with a, as I just said, a pretty big one with lots of graves all around. I'd recommend trying to get the highest amount that you can get. You have to like cut down some of the trees and dig up some of the debris around. I'm actually tempted to play this game as soon as I'm finished this little chat that I'm having with you guys. You can make obviously grave sites and flower beds, all sorts of things. So you can line them up any which way you want. And yeah, the main factor of the game is to take care of your graveyard. So you can literally focus on that and not even worry about the go fetch quests if you like. But 100% recommend this game. I'm going to go to bed for one night and see if the donkey turns up. If he doesn't, I'm going to finish up this review. So yeah, no sign of any dead bodies for us to take care of. So we're going to finish up this little bit of a chat we're having now. Highly recommend Graveyard Keeper. Pick it up, enjoy the music, enjoy the game, and take your time with it. Don't let the go fetch quests annoy you too much. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Let me know what you think of Graveyard Keeper, and I'll see you on the next one.